Protein is definitely making a comeback. It's on the cover of all the magazines. It's like in the news, it's headlining. And guess what? For us, with No Loose Skin, we lost 255 pounds combined. With No Loose Skin, this is my daughter Penelope, I'm Helene, and we believe that protein is a really essential part to weight loss because it's been a big part of our weight loss journey. But we also believe that it's possible for you to do it naturally. The first thing that we wish we had learned before we went on a high protein diet was that it's really expensive. I mean, I'm paying the grocery bills right now, and it is expensive because we have certain standards for the quality of protein that we're going to eat. Penelope, can you speak to that a little bit?
So first things first, if you are going to be eating any meat or dairy, you need to make sure that these things are 100% grass-finished, grass-fed, regeneratively sourced, pasture-raised, soy-free, corn-free, wild-caught salmon, wild-caught fish.
Are you taking notes?
It's really, really important. And when things say grass-fed, it doesn't mean 100%. That's how they get away with it. When you see 95% grass-fed, you need to be really careful because that means they're feeding them. What else are you feeding your animals?
Well, they're grass-fed and then grain-finished. So grain-finished means that they're going to fatten them up before they kill them.
And if you can get them kosher and not treated with RBST and not injected with hormones, that's the really...
Okay, so are you guys picking up a theme here? The theme is there is a problem with the industrialized factory farming of animals supply chain. And the supply chain will not change until you, the consumer, makes a different decision. And the different decision that you can make is supporting regenerative farms that adhere to ancient farming practices. And that means that they're not going to be pumping their animals full of hormones and antibiotics to fatten them up and to ensure that they don't get sick, because you don't want to be eating those hormones. And you don't want to be eating those antibiotics, okay? So it's a really important thing. You want to be eating also, the fat in the animal is much better for you if they're grass-fed and like grazing and not like in a prison stall, just being force-fed and injected with chemicals until they get fat enough that they slaughter, okay? So I know it's kind of gross to think about, but it's so important. So one thing that I wish I knew before Penelope decided to switch to this diet was like how expensive it is, because to find it is not easy, but we did find it finally. And then you can find an order direct, which is definitely cheaper, but it's super expensive. So just to be aware, find out who is like grazing your animals, find out who the farmers are, find out where the good farms are. So we've got some resources if you're looking for them, and something I wish we had known.
Me too. So you guys, I've tried the animal-based diet. I think I've tried the lion diet, if you will, because I know a lot of people know about the lion diet. And again, no shade to people who are doing these diets. First of all, I've seen them kill tons of chronic diseases and illnesses. I used to be 320 pounds, for those of you that don't know, and I have really damaged my gut microbiome and my colon, and I've had extreme issues with constipation like no other. And I went vegan, and that really harmed me. I went raw, that really harmed me. And then I did all meat, and that really harmed me too. So, not harmed me, but it was too much for my body because it actually constipated me even more. Now, it did actually help eventually with my bowel once I started including some more fiber into it, but it did change my bowel to when I did just meat and dairy and nothing else, no fiber, no fruit, no vegetables. That caused my bowel to be really, really hard and really, really like concrete, like so dry. I've never seen such dry feces before. So I'm telling you guys this because before you decide to make these changes, you want to really know what you're putting your body through and what our bodies need. And so I hear a lot of people online saying, well, if you just eat meat and butter, you'll be fine. I have not done the meat and butter diet, but I have done the just meat diet.
Yeah, we underestimate how powerful our diets are and how changing our diets can really impact our health. And it can be for the good, and it can also not be for the good. And unfortunately, doctors aren't educated very much in nutrition. I think they only get one semester, which is one class out of their 8-year study to become a medical doctor. And so it's important to experiment to a certain degree, but you can cause harm, like Penelope said. So fiber is essential in order to reduce the bowel changes that will happen when you go on a high protein diet, or especially animal-based protein diet. And gradual is better. So slowly, incrementally increase your protein intake as you're balancing your diet with with other nutrients that contain fiber, like cauliflower and broccoli and squash and carrots and just things that have fiber in it, fruit, things like that. So that's one of our tips. But definitely expect a change in your bowels and in your body odor. What I noticed was that my body odor changed a lot when I started eating more meat. I had a phase when I was trying to overcome my pre-diabetic diagnosis about 15 years ago. And I noticed a huge shift in my body odor, which I actually didn't like very much. And that's probably why I stick to a primarily plant-based diet now. But everyone's a little bit different. Another thing to take into consideration is when you're eating a super high protein diet for a very long period of time, that there have been studies to show that the basement membrane of your cells can get clogged. The basement membrane of your cells is where nutrients get in and toxins get out. So you can have a little bit of a backup on a cellular level because of some of the stress that's caused by your liver with this high protein diet and potentially also your kidneys. So it does take a little bit of guidance. So for example, if you're gonna make a commitment to a long-term high protein diet, you may just wanna have your doctor just monitoring your liver function, your kidney function, just so you can be sure that everything is working the way it needs to. Because you don't wanna have stagnation in your liver, you don't wanna have your kidneys strained, and you don't wanna have a sluggish large intestine. So you definitely need to keep an eye on it because high protein diets, again, are like nature's Ozempic. It has been a huge tool for Penelope and I to lose weight and keep it off. Me from more of a plant-based perspective, Penelope now from an animal-based perspective, and she's tried them all, and this one's working for her for now. So she's gonna keep it up, I'm sure. I mean, I'm not sure because you're your own person. But and one thing we also can't underestimate is hydration. And what's interesting is that, like, you think like if you're really well hydrated, your colon would also be really well hydrated, but that's not always the same thing.
Because I was really hydrated, almost too hydrated, but I had the most severe constipation, so.
Right, but hydration is key because your body just needs more help moving everything through, especially if the fiber is low and the protein is high. And so, I always welcome a challenge, and I always welcome learning more. And so if you know things about this that we haven't covered, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. Or if you have questions about what we've covered, we're going to try to put references in the description so that you have a place to look and dive a little bit more deeply. But I think before you make any change to your diet, you should definitely study a little bit about what the impact is going to be, not only weight loss, right? Because we're really talking about health from the inside out here, not just from the outside in. It's not about vanity for us. It's really about health. And the ladies in our group are feeling it and they're seeing it every day. It's really exciting. If you want to get in on it, it's only $47 a month until the new year when the prices are going to go up. And it's a very kind and loving and accepting space, but it's also an honest space where we're giving you real talk, amazing real food recipes, and it's us. It's not a bot.
You get us every Monday, group coaching calls. We're like our little accountability buddy. We hold you to your word. We hold you to your goals, and you actually follow through because you have support and you have someone reminding you, please exercise today in case you forgot. Whatever your goal is, we're there with you, which is why it actually works, because it's not a diet, it's a lifestyle, and you can do it as long as you have support and as long as you can commit to your goals.
We would love it if you'd share this video with somebody you think needs to know this information. And we hope you found it valuable. So please don't forget to like it and subscribe if you haven't already. So we love you.
And share.
We will see you all the time.
See you all the time. We help women beat obesity with our Step It Up system without relying on drugs like Ozempic within 90 days. Click the link in the description to learn how to lose weight without drugs like Ozempic.